Hello, everyone. This is Cheyenne Marling from Wood O'Brien's, and I wanted to take an opportunity to record this video to showcase how you can utilize our annual compensation reports and customized dashboards to not only assess your earning potential, but also, more importantly, your marketability to your peers. And then how you can utilize this data to really build and shape a career roadmap to really focus on elevating your marketability so you're prepared for that next role or promotion. Now, I just want to take just a moment to highlight the different services that Wood O'Brien's has within the Corporate Resiliency Solutions team, the consulting team. I am not a part of human resources within Wood O'Brien's. I'm actually part of the Corporate Resiliency Consulting Solutions team. And as you can see, we provide a variety of services underneath resilience management, including business continuity, crisis management, crisis communications. Now, I manage and oversee these last two bullet points of research and analytics and staff augmentation and recruiting. That includes everything from direct hire, contract to hire, contractor on demand, from entry level all the way up to senior heads of program, including business continuity, resilience management, crisis management, cyber resiliency, supply chain resiliency on a worldwide basis. Now, getting into today's presentation, most professionals are, quite frankly, not very diligent about assessing their skills and building a career roadmap. So fortunately, our annual business continuity compensation report and our customized compensation dashboards provide a wealth of data outside of just the standard compensation data assessment. So I'm going to go through several kind of screenshots to give you an idea of how you can utilize this data. But more importantly, before we get started, I want to highlight the compensation report. That report is complimentary to everyone. And if you haven't received it yet, I'll show you how you can request a report at the end of today's slide deck. But then also the compensation dashboards, that really gives you the ability to really zero in on a peer group. So these dashboards are exclusive to study participants only. When you do confidentially participate in our study, I mean confidentially, all we need is your email address so we know where to send your dashboard to. But when you do participate in our study, you choose if you want your dashboard customized by either job title or by years of experience. Now, job title, those job titles are very generic terms and generic descriptions. And we do that on purpose to try to enforce some consistency across the data, because quite frankly, a VP or director can mean several things between several different organizations. So we do provide a generic job description. And then we'll also highlight some tips on how to utilize this data to strategize your career. And then we're going to wrap up with some key takeaways. Now, once we get kickstarted in the skills assessment, I want to highlight some screenshots directly from the most recent global BCM compensation report. And again, this report is complimentary to everyone, and it's a worldwide report. So it's not specific to any peer group by years of experience or by job title. That we'll get into with customized dashboards. But I can guarantee you, data absolutely shows that if you want to get hired, stay hired, and grow your career, you must continually add to your skills, grow professionally, and build that powerful personal brand. And fortunately, our annual report highlights several data findings on management skills, real-world skills, and leadership skills. And we also provide quite a few pro tips that are scattered across the report to really help you this endeavor. Now, if you haven't received your report yet, I'll highlight that at the end and how you can get your report. Now, here's one screenshot from the most recent report. And as you can see, this highlights average annual base compensation by degree. Now, most people gravitate right towards the money, but if you look here, we also include the percent of respondents. Most people overlook it. Now, it's really important if you want to assess how your marketability is to your peer group, you really need to focus on not just the compensation earning potential, but also how do you compare to your peer group by percent of respondents. So the data shows that 82% of all individuals who respond to our, 83% of all individuals who participated in our study have an advanced degree. 43% of those have a master or PhD or doctorate. And the data also shows that professionals, again, when you elevate your credentials, the companies are going to pay more, right? So the data shows that professionals with an advanced degree will, on average, out-earn their non-advanced degree counterparts by 22%. Now we get to the next screenshot here, looking at certification status. Again, for the global report, all respondents, and again, it's not just the compensation, it's also the percent of respondents. 82% have obtained a certification, and companies will pay more for a certification. And sometimes they make it a requirement in their job requirements, right? But they depend on those certifying bodies as a stamp of approval on that they have gone through and tested and qualified you, that you know your subject matter within this profession. So therefore, professionals who are certified will, on average, out earn their non-certified counterparts by 4%. Now, if we look at, by number of certifications, again, for the global report worldwide, most people, again, look at the compensation. But here you can see 37% of all respondents have one certification. But when you look at all the data, 63% have obtained multiple certifications. Now, even though that's quite a big number, it's really, really important, you guys, to be selective on which certifications you choose. So although multiple certifications can increase your marketability to potential employers, it can also be detrimental to your career. Employers do not want alphabet soup after your last name. They understand that too many acronyms take some time to maintain, right? So we suggest being selective and choosing the top 2 to 4 certifications that meet your current and future career goals. The report, I should note, does highlight the most popular certifications by percent of respondents, and the dashboard, again, goes into so much more information. And the data also shows that individuals with 6+ certifications tend to be self-study, like CERT, NIMS, ICS, and so forth. And professionals, again, companies will pay for more. So professionals with multiple certifications will, on average, out-earn their non-certified counterparts by 15%. Now, leadership skills, and this is the only screenshot I'll share on leadership skills, but it's really, really important that few professionals step outside of their comfort zone by giving presentations, publishing, or serving on an industry-related board. And our data indicates that 69% have either presented once or never. And furthermore, 66% have never been published, and 62% have never served on a board. And I can't even stress it enough, more than ever before, executive management, they're seeking resilience management professionals with proven leadership credentials, such as presentation, publishing, board experience. If they see you're a leader within the industry, then they will expect that you're going to be a leader within their organization. And to sum it up in all words, they want a champion, someone who can bring results, leverage the relationships within an organization, and advance the program for the better of the company. Now, again, it's also really important to highlight that being viewed as a leader or champion, you don't have to wait 10 years to start developing these skills. It's absolutely never too late. You can develop these skills at any point of your career, and it's absolutely important at every level. You don't necessarily need to be a manager of the team to be a leader either. You don't need the job title. You can be a leader from within, cheering on others, supporting your team, and thinking outside the box, right? And the other thing I do want to indicate as well is that this is one snapshot from the report. Our customized dashboards go into so much more data points to really help you in kind of benchmarking your career growth. Now, kicking right into that, right? Looking at the customized dashboards, as I mentioned, the report is filled with an incredible amount of data. There's a lot of pro tips, but it's absolutely impossible to include everything in one report. So the customized dashboards include quite a bit more data points, specifically with different certifications, management competencies, real-world experience, leadership skills. And it's important to know that there are several different dashboards that we have published. So when you confidentially contribute to the study, and again, we only need your email address to know where to send your dashboard to. But when you confidentially contribute, you choose within the study what you want your dashboard to be customized, either by job title or by years of experience. And if you haven't participated yet, you can still participate in our study by the end of November to get your customized dashboard. And I'll share a little bit more about that at the end of this presentation. Now, taking different screenshots from the dashboard, here's one that is looking at base compensation by degree. This one specifically is permanently employed manager, program manager. It's really important to note that we do have dashboards for independent, self-employed, contract consultants as well. But for today, I'm just looking at this particular dashboard by manager, program manager for global. So here's an opportunity to look, if you're a manager, program manager, to see how your skill sets compare globally or within the US. The US respondents got US dashboards specifically for the US because 50 to 60% of the respondents were US based. So they got even a more defined peer group dashboard. But it gives you the opportunity to not just look at the compensation, but within the dashboard, it shows percent of respondents and then the data graph for average annual base compensation as well. So here's an opportunity to see how do your skill sets. If you have a bachelor degree, maybe you want to aspire to going and getting your MBA, correct? And getting that master degree, just one example. If we look at the next one here, we look at by certification status. So again, it was 82% of all professionals who are certified worldwide. Here for the manager, program manager for globally, it was right around 81%, slightly less, but it gives you an opportunity, again, to see how you compare to your peer group. If we look at the next slide, screenshot, by number of certifications, again, we're focused on that same customized dashboard, manager, program manager. And here we can see about 38% have one certification. And again, it's important to note that I'm just showing one screenshot on this, but the dashboards we publish do go into the individual certifications as well. There's quite a few of them out there, and we only still highlight the most popular ones because it becomes more relevant with the data, obviously. Now, here we have one screenshot by leadership skills, looking at presentation skills, again, percent of respondents, and the average annual base compensation by the selection criteria. Here you can see about 33% have never given a presentation for those managers, program managers on a global basis. Again, I'm just showing one screenshot, but it's important to note that the dashboard does go into publishing expertise, years of experience serving on industry-related board like ACP, Burma, or BERPA, as well as real-world skills, building a program up from scratch, experience activating a program during an event, how involved are you or engaged with executive management, as well as other management skills like program management, staff management, budget management. So this is just one screenshot, but the dashboards go into an incredible amount of data that you can kind of assess how you compare to your peer group. Now, utilizing this data to really strategize your career, it's absolutely imperative that you take the time to invest in your career strategy and make sure it aligns to current industry trends and utilize our data to see where you are with your marketability in comparison to your peer group, right? So career growth, I want to stress, it doesn't mean getting a new job. It means building new skills, gaining new experiences to build up and strengthen your network as a part of your career planning. And career planning, career resiliency does not happen overnight. It takes curiosity and understanding the current trends and new developments that might impact your career. It requires challenging yourself, stepping outside of your comfort zone. It demands time for the professional development. And I can guarantee you, there's not one successful professional out there who has not dedicated a considerable amount of time to learning. Absolutely no one is born brilliant. So when you look at strategizing your career, look at building your career roadmap. If you don't take the time to do this on an annual basis, you are not going to get to your career goals. So just like you do in building up your program and assessing your program within your company, take the time with your career planning. Where do you want to be 3 years out? What skills do you need to get there? And then take the time to evaluate your skills. Look at how your skills compare to your peer group by looking at the data, right? Conduct the SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And again, use our annual report as a part of this annual exercise. And then take initiative. Research professional development opportunities. There's Toastmasters, there's books, there's podcasts, online classes. And then always set those SMART goals, create markers, measure your progress. And when I say SMART goals, those are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So one example of a SMART goal is if you're not certified or you want to obtain a particular certification, set that as a SMART goal for the next year. If you want to improve your presentation skills, join Toastmasters, work on it for the next year. Those are very specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound goals. And then always, always be networking. Determine what you want to be known for. Embrace networking opportunities via LinkedIn. Get innovative, pitch new ideas, define your audience, and also take the time to create your personal brand. Now, it's also important when you're incorporating or when you're looking at your career strategy to incorporate your personal aspirations. Ensure that your professional goals blend nicely with your personal life. So I want to stress, not everyone wants to be a chief risk officer, taking calls at all times of the day from all different time zones. For most people, the blending of those professional the blending of the professional and personal life is absolutely going to change over time. What I wanted in my 20s is different from what I wanted in my 40s. Priorities change, so adjust and replace goals as appropriate. And just remember that a career plan is a living document. It should be revised at least once a year. And similarly to keeping an organization resilient, these are steps you need to take to keep your career resilient and moving forward. The last point, be smart about your career. Absolutely don't just jump for more money. Make sure that the next opportunity aligns with your career goals. And quite frankly, you wouldn't know what your career goals are until you take the time to jot that down and really strategize on where you want to be. Now, some key takeaways. Absolutely make sure that you review the entire report, the entire dashboard, look at all the different opportunities and how you can advance your skills in comparison to your peers. And the complimentary report is filled with a ton of great insights and pro tips. So dig in, read up, enjoy it, and really remember to use our annual report, go through that kind of annual exercise, set career goals, assess how you compare to your peer group, and keep on top of changing trends. And again, you can tap into that by just looking and reading the annual report in itself. And absolutely be strategic and adaptable with your career. Make sure that your professional goals blend nicely with your personal life. And at the very end, again, if you want to request the compensation report that's complimentary to everyone, or you want to participate in our compensation study to get your dashboard. Again, dashboards are exclusive to study participants, and you can still participate in a study by the end of November to get your dashboard. And again, share this with friends. Here's the direct link I'm just going to highlight, but you can easily visit www.bcmanagement.com. Again, bcmanagement.com. Hover over Research and Insights, then select BCM Compensation and Career Studies. There on that page, you can request our most current report, but then you can also click from that page, click on Participate 2023 BCM Compensation Study. That will take you to another page in which you can select if you want to take this study link for permanently employed or unemployed or retired. There's also another link for those individuals who are independents, self-employed, contract consultants. So important to note, you want to participate in the study in which you want to get the data, the customized dashboard for, because we have dashboards for permanently employed, as well as those who are independent consultants. And then I just want to wrap up with my contact information. Thank you for listening in. Do not hesitate to reach out to me with any questions. Connect with me on LinkedIn so you can keep on top of trends and what's going on in the industry. And you can also find a variety of complementary reports on our website. So not just the compensation assessments, but also program analytics, BCM trends, how events have impacted organizations. So we have quite a bit of data that's complementary. So thank you again for listening in, and don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thanks so much. Bye.